Have you ever wondered why the children of wealthy families often grow up to be successful, while others struggle for decades? It's not just about money. It's about mindset, lessons, and habits taught from an early age. The truth is, wealthy parents pass down something far more valuable than a bank balance. They pass down generational wisdom. In this video, you'll learn exactly what rich parents teach their kids that most others never even talk about. Welcome to Money Grow Money, where we teach you how to grow wealth through mindset, money habits, and smart decisions. In today's video, we'll break down 10 powerful money lessons wealthy parents teach their children so you can learn them, apply them, and maybe even pass them on to the next generation. Let's begin. Lesson 1. Money is a tool, not a goal. One of the biggest mindset shifts wealthy families teach early is this: money is a tool, not the goal itself. Poor or middle-class mindsets often glorify money. They say things like, I want to be rich. I want to make a lot of money. But wealthy parents teach their children something different. They don't chase money just for the sake of having it. They focus on what money can do, not just how much of it you have. They explain that money is like a hammer. You don't collect hammers. You use them to build something. In the same way, money is meant to build a meaningful life. A life with freedom to choose how you spend your time securely, so you're not constantly stressed about emergencies, and opportunity so you can invest in learning, growing, and creating impact. Wealthy parents also teach their kids the difference between being rich and being wealthy. Being rich means spending a lot. Being wealthy means understanding how to use money wisely so it lasts and grows. They show through actions by investing, saving, donating, and spending mindfully. They don't just tell their kids to work hard. They teach them to think smart about money and use it with purpose. So remember this: the goal isn't to have piles of cash sitting in a bank. The real goal is to use money to design a better life for yourself and the people you love. When you treat money as a tool, you take control. And that's the mindset that leads to true wealth. Lesson 2. Delayed gratification builds power. One of the most powerful lessons wealthy parents pass on is this: don't chase instant pleasure. Build long-term rewards. This is called delayed gratification. It means resisting the temptation to get something now so you can get something better later. While many people grow up hearing you only live once, rich parents take a different approach. They teach their children how to pause, plan, and wait. For example, instead of buying a new toy or gadget immediately, they encourage saving for it. Instead of spending every allowance, they suggest investing part of it. Instead of rewarding emotions with spending, they promote goals and rewards earned over time. Why? Because delayed gratification builds discipline, and discipline is the real secret to wealth. Most financial success doesn't come from luck. It comes from small, repeated choices like not eating out every day, waiting for a sale, saving for a down payment, investing consistently, saying no to something now, to say yes to something bigger later. Studies like the famous marshmallow test prove this too. Kids who could wait a few minutes for a second marshmallow ended up having better life outcomes, higher earnings, better health, and stronger relationships. That's the power of patience. Wealthy parents know that if their kids can delay gratification, they can handle money, careers, and life challenges more effectively, because in the real world, success doesn't come fast. It comes to those who know how to wait, prepare, and pounce at the right time. So remember, discipline is like a muscle. The more you practice it, the stronger your financial future becomes. Tao tao bella. Lesson 3. Learn to make money work for you. Most people grow up learning how to earn money, get a job, work hard, and get paid. But wealthy parents go a step further. They teach their children something even more powerful: how to make money work for them. The difference is massive. Earning money means trading time for income. Growing money means building systems that generate money, even when you're not working. Wealthy parents introduce this concept early. They talk about investing, compound interest, and passive income. Instead of just giving kids allowance, they might offer a small amount to invest in a stock or a mini business project. They explain how money can grow over time when used wisely. For example, a simple idea like compound interest shows how $100 today can turn into thousands later, without adding any more effort, just by letting time and smart choices do the work. They also encourage entrepreneurship, teaching kids how to create something valuable and earn from it. It could be a lemonade stand selling art or starting a YouTube channel. The lesson is clear. Don't rely only on one income stream. Build many. Meanwhile, the average mindset stops at, get a good job, work for someone else. That's fine, but it's limited. Wealthy parents expand the mindset. They teach, own assets, not just stuff. Build systems, not just routines. Invest first, then spend. The result? Kids grow up with a sense of financial independence, confidence, and long-term thinking. So remember, don't just work for money. Make your money start working for you. Lesson 4. Talk about money openly. In most families, money is either whispered about or not discussed at all. It's seen as rude, uncomfortable, or even shameful. But in wealthy households, money isn't a taboo. It's a life skill that's openly discussed and taught. Rich parents understand that avoiding the topic of money creates fear and ignorance. So they take a different approach. They make money talk normal. At the dinner table, they talk about real-world financial topics like how budgeting works, what taxes mean and why they matter, how investments grow over time, how businesses operate, why giving and donating money can be powerful too. Instead of hiding financial stress or pretending everything's perfect, they involve their kids in conversations. They might say, "This is how we planned our vacation budget," or "Let's look at how much your savings grew this month." This openness does two things. 1, it removes fear and shame around money. 2, it builds confidence and financial literacy from a young age. Kids who grow up hearing these things are better prepared to manage money on their own. They're not scared of taxes, confused about credit cards, or unsure about saving. They see money as a tool, something to be managed, not feared. Compare that to families where kids grow up in silence about finances. They often become adults who overspend, avoid budgeting, and feel anxious every time they open their bank app. Wealthy parents break that cycle. They know that normalizing money conversations leads to smarter financial choices, stronger families, and generational wealth. So if you want to build wealth, start by making money talk a normal part of life. Lesson number 5. Learn by doing, not just watching. Most people learn about money through books, school, or observation. But wealthy parents take it a step further. They know that real learning happens through experience, not just listening. Instead of only giving lectures about saving or investing, rich parents involve their kids in real financial decisions. They might say, "Here's your allowance. Let's create a budget together. Let's track your spending this month and see where your money went. Want to buy something big? Let's compare prices and calculate how long it'll take to save up. Here's $100. Let's explore how you could invest it." By turning everyday moments into lessons, they teach children to think critically and make smart choices. For example, giving a child a prepaid debit card and reviewing transactions with them can be more powerful than a dozen money talks. Or letting them sit in on family budget discussions can show them how real-world money decisions are made. They also explain how credit cards work, interest rates, due dates, and what happens if you miss a payment before the kids ever get one. This hands-on approach builds financial confidence early. Kids learn the value of money, the consequences of choices, and the power of planning. Compare this to someone who never touched money until adulthood. They're more likely to make expensive mistakes, fall into debt, or feel overwhelmed. Wealthy parents avoid that by making financial education interactive and practical. The lesson is simple. Don't just talk about money. Let them use it, manage it, and learn from it. Because the best way to master money is to live with it wisely, right from the start. Lesson 6. Assets over appearances. One of the most powerful lessons wealthy parents teach their children is this: real wealth is silent. Fake wealth screams. In simple terms, rich families teach their kids to value assets, not appearances. While many people chase status symbols like luxury cars, designer clothes, or expensive gadgets, wealthy parents focus on what truly builds long-term financial freedom. They show their kids the difference between liabilities that lose value over time, like fancy shoes or the latest phone, and assets that grow in value, like stocks, rental properties, or a small business. For example, instead of buying a $2,000 handbag to impress others, they'd rather put that money into a mutual fund or buy shares in a company their child understands. They make it clear, looking rich is not the same as being rich. Wealthy parents explain that many people who appear wealthy are actually buried in debt, paying for a lifestyle they can't afford just to look successful. They teach their kids to resist the urge to impress others and instead focus on financial independence. That's why their children grow up understanding that a second-hand car with no loan is better than a luxury one on EMI. Owning a small piece of real estate is more valuable than renting a lavish apartment. Investing in learning or a business pays off more than spending on temporary status. This mindset, assets over appearance, creates a quiet confidence. A confidence rooted in real value, not validation. Because at the end of the day, true wealth doesn't need to be shown. It needs to be built. Lesson 7. Failure is part of the journey. Wealthy and successful parents know a powerful truth. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a part of it. That's why they don't hide their mistakes from their children. Instead, they talk openly about the challenges they've faced, the business that didn't work, the investment that went wrong, or the job they lost. They want their kids to see that every failure holds a lesson. It's not about falling. It's about getting back up smarter. This mindset builds something priceless: resilience. When kids grow up seeing that failure is normal, they develop the courage to try. They're more likely to start small businesses, experiment with ideas, and take smart risks. Because they're not afraid of failing. They're afraid of missing opportunities by never starting. For example, a child who's encouraged to run a lemonade stand or sell handmade crafts might fail the first time. But they'll learn about pricing, customer service, and effort. That early failure becomes a building block, not a breakdown. In contrast, families that fear failure often raise kids who play it safe, avoiding risks, waiting for permission, and never discovering their full potential. Wealthy parents know that comfort kills growth, so they teach failure is feedback. Failure is experience. Failure is part of the process. And most importantly, they remind their kids that every successful person, every entrepreneur, investor, or leader has failed. The only difference is they didn't stop. Because failure doesn't end your journey, it shapes it. Lesson 8. Time is more valuable than money. Wealthy parents teach their children a lesson that goes beyond dollars and cents. Time is the most precious resource you have, and it's something you can never get back. While money can be earned, lost, or regained, time keeps moving forward no matter what. This understanding shapes how successful families approach life and money. They encourage their kids to develop strong time management skills from an early age. This means learning to focus on what really matters, prioritizing important tasks instead of just staying busy. They teach children that productivity isn't about working harder all the time, but about working smarter. It's about using your time wisely to grow, learn, and create value. For example, rather than wasting hours scrolling on social media, they might suggest dedicating that time to learning a new skill, reading, or building a side project. This early mindset helps kids realize that success isn't just about how much money you make. It's about how you use your time to build a fulfilling life. Wealthy parents also emphasize the importance of balance, making sure time is spent on family, health, and personal growth, not just work or money. By valuing time over money, kids grow up with a strong sense of purpose and direction. They understand that losing a few dollars is recoverable, but losing time is a permanent loss. This builds a mindset that leads to better decisions, less procrastination, and more meaningful achievements. Because in the end, money can be replaced, but time can never be bought back. That's why wealthy families teach, respect your time, protect it, and invest it wisely. Lesson 9. Generosity and gratitude multiply wealth. Wealthy parents understand that true financial success goes beyond just accumulating money. It's about using wealth to create positive impact and live a meaningful life. One of the most important lessons they teach their children is the power of generosity and gratitude. They show their kids that money isn't just for personal comfort or luxury. It's a tool to help others and contribute to causes that matter. By giving back, whether through donations, volunteering, or supporting family and friends, children learn that generosity creates a cycle of abundance. This mindset doesn't just benefit others. It transforms the giver as well. Grateful people appreciate what they have, no matter how much or little that is. This gratitude helps them avoid the trap of constant comparison or never feeling satisfied. Instead, they focus on what's truly valuable: relationships, experiences, and opportunities. Rich parents teach that when you cultivate gratitude, you attract more positivity and success in life. Generosity also teaches responsibility. When kids see the impact of giving, they learn to manage money thoughtfully and understand the bigger picture beyond their own needs. This helps build emotional intelligence around wealth, understanding that money is connected to purpose and community. In fact, many studies show that generous people tend to be happier and healthier. They form stronger connections and build networks that support their growth. In short, wealthy families know money multiplied by generosity and gratitude becomes a powerful force. It grows not only wealth, but also character, happiness, and legacy. This final lesson completes the picture of what it truly means to be financially successful. If you found this video valuable, don't keep it to yourself. Hit the like button and share this video with someone who wants to raise financially smart children. And if you're serious about building lasting wealth, subscribe to Thick Money Grow Money. Every week we dive deep into the habits, mindsets, and financial tools that create real freedom. Because wealth isn't just built in banks, it's built in minds.